the wrestling podcast that sets all other podcasts apart. Covering news from the world of WWE, AEW, TNA, and more. Your favorite weekly episodic podcast, Ramblers Unleashed, starts now.
Right off the heels of Clash at the Castle, live from Scotland, it is your favorite Saturday afternoon delight. It's the Ramblers Unleashed. Hope your Saturday is going well. Hope you enjoyed Clash at the Castle, man. That was an amazing PLE. And you know what, man? I think Scotland brought it. I really do. I think Scotland, not as big as France, because I think that's hard to do, especially when you're trying to match decibels and things like that and loudness of the crowd and interaction and things. But it was still an amazing PLE. Let's introduce the rest of the Ramblers here. The man that, first off, who needs no introduction, Max will be in with us soon, but the man that is higher than the ratings at AEW and whose catchphrase is and will always be, sir, please.
Nine.
Thank you. And we were talking about this with the inflation, nothing's $9.99 anymore. Maybe gas, but you know, he is the steel trap of pro wrestling knowledge. He is the high one. He is the Baron golfer's clap, not that kind of gas.
Man, you gassed me up, baby. I love it. I love getting on here and getting gassed up on a Saturday.
Yeah,
you know, dude, it was a hell of an event, man. I wish we could be in fucking Scotland at the event. Like, you see how gorgeous it looks, man? Holy shit.
Yeah,
I know.
My daughter went to Europe a few years ago for a college trip, and I believe she sang over there.
Oh wow!
Oh shit!
And
Nice.
Or was it a senior class trip? One of the two. No, senior class trip. And she's got like pictures. She's sitting on the cliff of like, you know, like the Ireland cliffs and stuff like that.
Nice. That's sick.
Majestic in the UK, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Beautiful
sick.
stuff.
Good for her. Get to see that shit at a young age, you know, like. Damn.
And that's stuff you don't like, even if you like lose the pictures. Like I went to Mexico while I was in high school, but all my memories are up here.
Well,
yeah.
Back in those days, you know, you don't.
It's a little fuzzy.
You know, it is what it is. It's all those.
I'm pretty fuzzy up there every day as well, Jay, but don't feel bad.
Speaking of our producer of the show, the man, the myth, the absolute legend, for without his technical wizardry, his vast wrestling knowledge, and of course, his missus, because she graciously gifts us his time to do this show, and once in a while tries to rob us of our Saturday by calling it Sunday. He is the host of Smash This Podcast and Total Nonstop Impact, with the latest TNA reviews on YouTube over any other podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, the Weekend Robber. He is the great and infamous J-Bone golfer's clap. J-Bone, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. That was a hell of a show, man. It's just,
Oh man,
I tell you what, especially these international ones, they are simple, they are complete, and they are not overdone. And speaking of overdone,
there's Maximus Magus. I guess we can go ahead. He is the neighborhood heel. He is the one who corrects everybody else, even though he just needs to shut up. He's the only guy that I know that pops bigger for Joel Gertner than any of us. You can address him as Mr. Magus, but we call him the mighty Maximus Magus. Golfers clap. Max, how are you, dude?
Well, I was told to shut up, so I haven't said anything in about 2 hours.
I'm glad that you at least listened to instruction.
Oh, I wasn't listening to your instruction.
That is the first time that you've ever listened to anybody, I think.
oh shit.
But
CM Punk. I got off to my side here. I've got the press conference on.
yeah,
And they had the new women's tag champs. Then they had Damian Priest. And now CM Punk just sat down and he brought a box out. I'm assuming it's like local Scottish pastries. It's like he's a pastry guy. So this is going to be, oh boy, this is going to be interesting. That end was spicy, guys. That end was spicy.
It is. Yes, it was. Yes, sir.
I'm less interested in the ending than I am in Priest's ankle, and I'm kind of concerned. Having been in that ring, I can tell you how much those ropes hurt if you get tangled in them. And that was a misstep that was not planned. And you could tell by the way he was moving that he was legitimately hurt. I'm hoping it's not an actual ankle break, but if it was, I don't think he would have walked out under his own power. But he was limping.
Yeah, that's a gnarly one. I wonder if the ropes are like super. I don't know. I'm probably using the wrong word for this, but like tight. You don't want the rope super tight, right? It's harder to like get momentum bouncing. I could be totally wrong on that.
We were talking about this earlier, and back in Andre's day, because if you guys remember back to Andre was constantly getting tangled up in those ropes up at the arms.
Mm-hmm.
And Rowdy was telling me that when he first stepped into a wrestling ring to start training, the first thing he did was he wrapped his arms in the ropes just to see how bad it was, and it hurt like hell because those ropes are kept pretty tight at shows. Yeah. They have to be because you have people like Undertaker that does the walk across the ropes, and you have the luchas that jump off the ropes, and AJ with the phenomenal forearm. So you need some stability. And so to actually get it to bend the way that it did is not always an easy thing, and that's why Damian's probably got some kind of injury, even if it's not a broken ankle.
Yeah, we'll dive into that when we get into the card. But first off, let's get into some news from I kind of want to focus all this on Clash at the Castle. This show on Clash at the Castle. So let's first off talk about the embarrassing production botch between in the middle of the introductions with Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles. Kind of a big production blunder during the in-ring introductions before the match began. The graphic for Cody Rhodes read as talent name and the title, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Did you guys see that? I don't know. I missed that.
Yeah, it was on there for like a split second. It wasn't very long or anything, but I did notice. I'm like, oh, what the hell?
But that's kind of a noticeable botch that you don't really want, especially, when you're trying to come out of the whole backlash with Vinnie Mac and everything that they've had to endure. I know it's a little blip, but still,
So first Bart sent it to me, then you sent it, and then my buddy Kevin sent it, and then I actually pulled my phone out and went back and went to the entrances. I wanted to see it myself. I figured that the one that he put up there is the cleaner version that I got from Bar, so he doesn't have the Facebook post and everything. So I figured that way we can actually display it.
Yeah, the one that I sent to our chat was from ringsidenews.com, and they were one of the first publications to post it. But I don't know. I just thought that was, especially this was a big pay-per-view for them. Anytime they go international, it's a huge pay-per-view or PLE. And, you don't really want any mistakes. You don't want blunders. You don't want any hiccups or anything like that. You want it to be spotless. And this doesn't leave a bad mark or anything. My God, it's not like AEW, but still, it's just something that we can point out,
Yeah.
Look at it this way, okay? Talent name came in, made his debut as the champion, walked out still the champion. That means he's already better than Bacon, who had to come in and earn his first championship.
Yeah, wrong gender, but okay,
It reminds me of like playing WWE 2K, and like I would have like that graphic stuck on my screen the entire time because it wouldn't go away.
Like, damn it, I can't see. Let's also talk about, because we were in the chat and I said, hey, there have been no QR codes during this entire PLE, and then we get to Sami Zayn and Chad Gable, and what do we get when they get a close-up of Sami Zayn holding up his IC title? They get a QR code. And
oh boy,
this one This one is kind of cool because it's a countdown. It says you refuse salvation, the reckoning is inevitable, and I don't know if it's on this QR code or if it's somewhere else. I think Max sent it over, but there's a countdown on their website, WWE.com, that is counting down the days, and I think we're going to see them on Monday Night Raw. And I am so damn excited. I just hope they do this right. You know, they've been building this up and up and up, and I really just hope that WWE and Triple H does this the right way.
Well, I did the math off of the countdown as it was on my screen when I went to the site, and the countdown ends 6 p.m. Mountain Time Monday night, and that's when Raw starts Mountain Time. So the only thing I have to go on is that countdown. That makes me think they're opening the show with the Wyatt Six.
It's gonna be so good.
Or maybe that's a countdown for another QR code.
No, they're going to come out. Well, first of all, Damian Priest is going to come out talking about how he won, and then the lights are going to go out. The Wyatt Six are going to show, or whoever you want to call this group. They've been called so many different things. You know, the Mr. Howdy's, happy time family or whatever. Well, that's what we are, the Happy Time family. No,
we're the Happy Land Fun Time crew. I mean,
yeah, right. But they're going to show up, and they're going to absolutely, because Damian Priest he's got. I mean, I don't hope he's injured, but damn, he looks rough. He looks rough. Yeah. So my thinking is they show up, put him out of his misery, send him packing for a while. He's injured, title's vacant, and it just starts the whole night in chaos. Like, oh, there goes our champ. Who the hell are these guys? I feel like that's like a perfect start. What do you guys think?
I don't necessarily think that he's going to vacate anything. I think he's just. I think if I'm correct about anything, it would hopefully be this. He comes out, cuts a promo, and then the lights go out. Uncle Howdy comes, and the whole family comes out and does their thing, and we don't see Damian Priest. We don't see him for a while, at least on TV, or we do see him backstage because he is a champ. He can do whatever he wants. He doesn't really have to defend the title every single night. But I mean, and I could be wrong. So he could just do segments, like backstage segments. Baron, what are your thoughts on that, man?
I haven't really thought it through, but I mean, like, I feel like Judgment Day already has too much going on. Like, you got the Dom, the Liv story going, the clear, like, I think Finn Balor versus Damian Priest has got to happen. You know what I'm saying? So I think Liv is going to be the one that, like, breaks up the Judgment Day. I think they're going to have the civil war between the midst of them, or even with Rhea coming back. But I mean, like, that's the other staple on the show, right? You know, like the Judgment Day. So they would almost have to kind of appear there. Be interesting, but I also hope that they do, because I'm going to be brutally honest, I'm over the QR codes. This has gone on way too long, and it's kind of fizzled out for me. And I think a lot of other people, I've read that multiple times. So hopefully they do it right. And, I hope it's not against Judgment Day, because I actually enjoy what's going on over there with Dom and Liv and all of them. So,
yeah. That is a good story. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Max has the mind of a booker. And if you were to book Damian Priest coming out to the ring and, kind of gloating, cutting a promo, and then Uncle Howdy comes out and does his big thing, and it could be the end of the night too. We could see this at the end of the night, which I think would be much better than to build up the anticipation of when's he coming out. But in the mind of a booker, Max, what do you think if Damian is actually injured if he's going to be out for maybe a week or two or whatever to get his ankle back to 100, what do you think could happen from there?
Well, first of all, I think that depends on the severity of the ankle injury. I mean, from what we saw, we can all agree that there is some degree of injury there. We just need to know what it is.
Right.
If it's not too bad, a couple of weeks out, yeah, you could easily have the Wyatt 6, put him on the shelf for a couple of weeks. But I really don't see the breakup of the Wyatts being at the hands of Liv. I think we already have some friction between Finn and Damian, and I think Finn gets into the Money in the Bank. I think he's going to qualify. Now, if I'm booking this, I'm booking Finn to win. Why? Because you already have that doubt about who's the better member, Finn or Damian. Put the Money in the Bank on Finn and have him cash in somewhere down the road on Damian. I think you've already put the story in place to make that a damn good match.
Yeah. I think I think we're at the end of the Judgment Day's run, and I think when Mommy comes back,
Mommy's gonna be pissed.
Mommy's gonna be very pissed.
It's gonna be hell. I mean, she's gonna bring hell, fury, and fire with her when she comes back. And I think the Judgment Day is gonna be no more, and she's gonna come back and say, "Well, what the fuck," and shit will hit the fan between her and Liv. So we'll just have to see. I'm kind of excited now to watch Monday Night Raw. I don't think I've ever been as excited as I've been to watch Monday Night Raw, besides when they came back from France from Backlash. That was huge. So we'll have to see what happens on Monday night, man.
Look, we all think we know who the members of the Wyatt 6 are going to be. The only thing that we know for 100% fact is Bo Dallas is going to be Uncle Howdy. One of the things I'm looking forward to Monday night is confirming or finding out the truth about our suspicions of who's in the crew.
I don't think they're going to. Honestly, I don't see the point in having a stable already in place. I think he's going to have to build up that stable. So if we're going to get anything, we're just going to get Uncle Howdy.
Well, hold on, because think of it this way. They've already made it clear through the QR codes that he released them, that he's been working with them and making them better this whole time. The stable's already there based on what they're telling us through the QR codes.
Yeah, but who's going to be in that stable? That's what I'm saying. I don't think that they're going to put I don't think they're going to lay their cards out, in front of everybody.
Like kind of one by one type of deal, maybe.
Yeah, they're going to play a big game of poker. So
I do think, though, sadly, it's already been confirmed because I think they were all like together somewhere doing photos for WWE, like promotional stuff or something like that. Right. And I think it was confirmed. And it seems like the list. So
yeah, I mean, on this particular, I'd rather be surprised, and see who the WWE gets or who joins up with the Wyatt 6, if that's what they're going to be called. I don't know. But I'd rather be surprised than read the dirt sheets, and that's just me. So
yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Let's get into this big PLE Clash at the Castle from Scotland. What a show it was! First, we kick it off with the I Quit match: Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles. This was phenomenal, pun intended. This was match of the night for me because this was good. Yeah. And I'm so happy. I said this in the chat, man, and I am so happy that we have blood back. Now, it isn't to the extent of what AEW does as far as blood, maybe taking baby thinners or baby aspirin or whatever. But I am so, because I don't mind a little blood. I don't like to see them gush. But
it doesn't need to happen every single show. No, really but when it plays, it tells the story of the match, and absolutely, you love that. And it wasn't overdone or anything like that. But man, yeah, fucking hell of a match, dude. Have you ever seen a bad AJ Styles match? Anybody?
Nope, I don't think I have, man.
I've seen a bad ending to an AJ Styles match.
Yeah, but I mean, AJ Styles has nothing to do with the ending of a match. Like it's
right.
I
think it's the only time. I think the only time I didn't appreciate something as far as AJ Styles content is when Christian Cage was heel in TNA years and years ago, and he had some kind of stable, and AJ Styles was like, I don't know, he was like, his character was like an idiot. I don't know if you guys remember that or not, but I was like,
I remember the point in time that you're talking about, because he played a very
it's fuzzy, but I know he was playing some kind of like, derpy guy, and I'm like, man, Styles is like talent wise, he was like the best guy in the roster at the time, and then they reverted him to some kind of, I'm with Christian Cage. I was like, what? Oh my god! But beyond that, man, his record stands on its own, man. It's definitely one of the best in the last couple decades.
This is, this was a top tier match. Getting closer to the end of the match, Rhodes finds himself handcuffed after AJ Styles handcuffs him with his hands behind his back, and Styles goes for a phenomenal forearm. Rhodes finally gets out of the handcuffs and tosses a chair in front of his face, or he gets a cuffs in front of him and tosses a chair in Styles' face as he springboards, and Styles falls through the table. Rhodes finds the handcuff key in the bag and uncuffs himself. Rhodes gets AJ in 3 crossroads in a row, and Rhodes then tells the referee not to ask Styles if he quits. Rhodes then handcuffs Styles to the ropes and nails him with a steel chair. Referee asks Styles if he quits. Styles told Rhodes to go screw himself, and that's when Cody brought up the steps, and while he was still handcuffed, and Styles screamed, I quit. And your winner, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And after the match was cool, Rhodes looked at his mother's eyes, and because Styles and Cody's mom had some words too. That was cool. Rhodes still hits AJ with the steel steps, and Cody was leaving the ring, and we get a really weird entrance from Solo Sikoa. Makes his way out and stands next to Rhodes. They both stare at each other, and this is beginning a new feud. Tama Tonga attacks Rhodes from behind, and Randy Orton, Kevin Owens come out, make the save. Are you guys excited about a possible feud with Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes? I'm going to start with J-Bone first before we rate the match.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like it's been a slow burn watching this faction form, and you knew it was only going to be like a matter of time before they start going after championships and really focusing on picking apart the roster, because right now they've just been getting in people's heads, getting in fights. Paul Heyman is, changing his briefs before every episode of SmackDown now, because he's just like, dude, the Emmy goes to Paul Heyman every Friday. I swear to God, yeah. he's just the way he's just terrified all the time, and Solo just gives him a look, and Paul's like, "Fuck, dude, what?"
Right. Right.
It's rich.
But this is gonna be good.
Hikuleo should be showing up soon, because he's done with New Japan. Right. He's actually the younger brother to Tama Tonga and Tangaloa. So
right. Baron, are you excited for this possible feud?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be like a just Solo versus Cody kind of feud, but I see somehow Kevin and Randy, maybe we're going to do like a little trio staying for a little bit for slow build, because we have some smaller pay-per-views coming up. We're not ready for SummerSlam, I guess, yet.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like, you have to continue the bloodline, and the bloodline and Cody kind of feud going until we get, like Roman or somebody back. Yeah, it's gonna be good. I enjoy Cody for what he is, and I think he needs to help elevate Solo a little bit. I think because he needs some loving. If it was for Paul, like I don't know.
I agree. I don't think Solo is strong yet. I think Paul is definitely trying to help him along, but
I do believe we're going to definitely get some more members because Corey pointed out on the when that was happening, the odds are even now. So
for sure.
They're obviously going to have to add a couple more people.
For sure.
Probably close, like Monday on Friday.
Yeah, I would say maybe on Friday night, we'll see a debut. Max, are you excited for this feud? And then we'll go and rate this match.
I'm going to be honest with you. Solo's great. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think Solo's ready for a title feud just yet. I think we need a little longer with him developing himself. Now that he has stepped out and is the leader, I want to see more development from him before he actually starts feuding for the title. It'll help if we do some tag matches before then. But there are two other things I wanted to point out about this match real quick. First off, I did not like the way it ended where Cody lifted the stairs and AJ's like, okay, I quit. I mean, this is not – AJ has never been that quick to give anything up before. Secondly, my favorite in-ring conversation of the night took place in this match. AJ had Cody in the STFU, and Cody passed out, and AJ got up. He passed out. Check his arm. It's over. And the ref looked at him and said, it's not that kind of match.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That was hilarious. It's like, you can't put him out to win this. He has to verbally say, I quit.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, oops.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do this match some ratings. And Baron, out of 5 stars, what would you give it, man?
I'm gonna give it a solid 4, man. I was invested. I loved it. The crowd was hyped. I mean, chanting Cody's name, that always gets me some extra points. And dude, like I said, I love AJ Styles. He's phenomenal. I don't think, I like Cody. I really am over the babyface thing. But it fits him, and he's doing great with it. And he's playing what he's supposed to be playing. So, yeah, 4 out of 5, man. Solid match, and that was a hell of a way to open the show.
I'm going to give it like 4.5 because that was for me. That was match of the night number 1. That was really, really good. Kept me invested. Max, what would you give it out of 5 stars?
I'm going to give it a 4.25. I probably would have rated it higher if it wasn't for that ending where AJ just threw his hands up and said, "No, I quit."
Yeah.
And the bloodline getting involved after did factor into my decision to make it improve it a little bit. But we're going to go 4.25.
Okay, J-Bone.
I'll give it a 4.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
God damn, let me change mine to fucking 4.5 then. I'm over here with some crucial points to get points and giving it a 4. Yeah, great match.
Yeah, that was a really good match. We move on to one that I really did not pay any attention to. It's the women's tag champ match, a triple threat between Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. The unholy union, Alba, Fyre, and Isla. Is it Isla?
Yeah.
Isla Dawn. Thank you. And
Isla. Okay.
Isla and Shayna Baszler and Stark. I didn't pay attention to this because I'll be quite honest. I am sick of Bianca Belair and I'm sick of Jade Cargill. But I do want to point out, does anybody, or is it just me, think that Jade Cargill's entrance is similar to Glacier's from WCW? We all remember who Glacier was, the guy that looked like some character off of Mortal Kombat. Go back on YouTube after you're done watching this. Go back on YouTube and look up Glacier, WCW.
Do you know that Mortal Kombat character's name?
Sub-Zero.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, it was a complete ripoff, but I don't know. I just think that it's very similar. Anyway, Timmy in the chat said this match sucked. I
Not wrong.
I have to agree. I did like the outcome though.
Yeah. I will say, man, I don't want to say the match like sucked because like there was definitely some spots in the match that was a little rough for the eyes. And I think the biggest problem is, and I think we're like, if there's any, you know, other fans out there that thought the same way with this match, and, you know, like Bill Goldberg, let me just make an example here. It's like Bill Goldberg, not the greatest in the ring, but you know what? He was always like, the crowd was always gravitated toward him because his aura, you know? And I feel like Jade and Bianca, when for some reason, like they're so dominant in the ring, they are like, you know, polarizing for fans and stuff. They just don't click together.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like those two going at each other is probably better than the tag team. And I feel like Jade is very underdeveloped, in my personal opinion. Strong, great in the ring, kind of. But it's just missing something for me, you know.
And you never know, they could swing this storyline between Jade and Bianca, that they could go after each other because the new women's tag team champions, the Unholy Union, Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn. And J-Bone, I think you were telling me, is it Alba Fyre who lost her mother in Florida?
Yeah,
Yes.
I believe it was. Yeah, but it was like a week ago, and her mom was visiting her, and it's a tragic accident. She was killed in Florida while visiting her daughter. So I feel like sometimes, you know, you got to do stuff for roster members.
Yeah.
I don't want to call this a pity win. I would never call it that, but given everything that she has been through, I feel like getting the win in front of your home country, if anybody was going to get a win tonight, it definitely, you know, either Drew or her. I mean, I was rooting for all the Scotland, you know, I mean, I love Bayley, but man, I've been a fan of Piper Nivens for years now. I'm like, just show, like, all these talents, just show off tonight. Show your talent. Don't hold back. And that is one thing they did. I loved it. So yeah, I love this match. I actually loved the way, on the other end of the spectrum, I love the way how Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill came out looking strong. I love the gear. I love the power moves they did, you know, like 2-on-1 and overpowered them. I don't know. Okay. Jade's got some learning to do, but I felt like what she did in the ring tonight with everyone else, everybody was working together, you know. I didn't feel like they stunk up the joint. I really enjoyed it. But
so out of 5 stars, we'll rate this match. Max, what would you rate this match, man?
I'm going to give this one 3.75. I'm not big on Jade and Bianca as a tag team. I think that Jade I agree that Jade needs some more development under her belt. I don't like either one of them on the mic. I think they'd be better off with a mouthpiece. I am pretty excited about the fact that Shayna, Zoey, and Alba and Isla worked together for a few minutes. I felt like they stopped working together too early, and I did like the outcome. I love that the hometown girls walked out of there with the gold. So 3.75 for me.
Okay. Baron, what would you give it, man?
I'm going to give it a 2.75. Just a grade lower than Max.
Wow.
I got a reason though. Like the 2.75 is obviously for the winners, and I think that was the most obvious. I mean, I guess it wasn't really obvious because I was not expecting that to actually happen, but they had to have a hometown winner
They had to.
And out of all the choices, this one made the most sense.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought that was good, and I'm happy for them to win that match. 2.75 purely for them. I would have gave a higher rating if Jade and Bianca was not.
I think I was thinking about this. I said, God, what rating am I going to give this? I think I'm going to go with Baron. I'm going to give it a 2.75 because I like the outcome, but I do think that Jade and Bianca both need some developmental talent and some help. But, this match, the outcome of this match made sense. J-Bone.
I'm going to give Jade Cargill a 9.999 infinity, and I'm going to give Bianca Belair a 9.9. So if you add those both together, you get some kind of alternate universe of the
Scott
equation of
Jay Steiner over here
of pi. No, I'm
Jay Steiner over here, folks.
I'm Bianca and Jade. No, I enjoyed it, so I'm going to give it like a 3 point. I'll give it like a 3.825.
3.825. You should just give it a 4. Don't do that.
Because if I gave it a 4, everybody would be like, "Oh man, he gave it a 4."
I always just make a sigh just because I'm just like stupid.
Bone Man,
don't mind me.
Do not, and I'm going to say this every time, even to our listeners, do not rely on Steiner mathematics. It just will not work out for you.
21.
It just will not work out for you. All right, let's move on to the next match between Sami Zayn and Chad Gable for the IC title. This was not a bad match, honestly. Getting further into it, I figured that we would have something happen between either Otis or Maxine or whatever the case may be, since they're still, everything is up in question. We get Zayn, who hits Gable with a half Nelson suplex. Gable kicks out of that and puts Sami in a crossface, and he reverses that into a crossface of his own. Gable reverses that into an ankle lock. Sami turns it into a pin. Gable kicks out, and Gable places Sami on the second rope, tells Maxine to hit Zayn with the title, but she doesn't want to do it. Gable, furious at Dupree, told her to join him on the apron. Gable told Dupree that he is sick of her never listening. Sami went for the haluva kick. Gable avoids it. And, some more stuff happens, and we get to Otis, right? So Gable hits a chaos theory on Sami, and Gable gets a near fall. He goes outside of the ring to scold Dupree. Otis gets between them and goes face to face with Gable, which I'm really getting fucking sick of this. Zayn dives from the ring, and Otis shoves Gable out of the way and takes the move himself. Zayn avoids a move from Gable, hits him with an exploder suplex. Zayn gets another haluva kick, but Gable rolls onto the floor. And here's the thing. I am so sick of Otis not turning babyface. He just needs to. I mean, he's already kind of a babyface. Right now, he's kind of a tweener. But I just need him to turn on Gable, and Otis goes and does his own thing. Maybe has Maxine as, I don't know, a valet. I'm just so sick of this. I'm so over it. I don't really care anymore. Ever since Gable turned heel, it's just been stale. When he was a face, it was stale. Max, your thoughts on this match and the crap that we had to see ringside between Gable and Otis and Maxine?
Listen, first off, don't rush good storytelling. We haven't had a well done, drawn out story besides the bloodline without Triple H's influence, and because Vince wanted to rush everything. What happened outside the ring is adding into this moral dilemma. Otis is torn. Gable has been his best friend for how long? He doesn't agree with what Gable's doing, but he's hoping that maybe Gable will finally see the light. And eventually, though, we're going to see the split. We're going to see it happen. Otis is going to intentionally put Gable down. I'm okay with the slow burn as long as it doesn't take too much longer. I did enjoy this match. I thought this match was great. I love the looks on Otis's face and Gable's face when Maxine got hurt at ringside, because Otis had this look on his face, someone was going to die, and Gable just knew it was him. And it was amazing, almost as good as Paul Heyman's face is. Overall, I did enjoy this match. I'm going to give it 4.25.
Okay. I don't know. I understand where you're coming from, Max, but I'm just sick of it. I've really just been so uninterested in this. And the winner of the match, honestly, obviously, the IC champ, Sami Zayn, and Zayn looked at Gable and told him it's over. Gave him it's an over gesture, which means this feud is done. So maybe we can move on to the storyline, progress further into the storyline without Sami getting involved, and we'll see a possible breakup. Baron, what are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, man, I thought it was a damn good match. Gable's he's just like Kurt Angle, man. It reminded me of, like old school, like Angle versus like Chris B. Chris B. I don't want to say his last name, but you know who I'm talking about. Back in the
you can call him. You can call
Chris
him.
Benoit. Okay, but I don't. I get what you're saying. It's kind of stale. I feel the same way about the whole White 6 thing, that this QR code thing. But I do think this is like one of the very few stories that is happening long term that's playing into SummerSlam. But I don't think Gable's done with the title. Sami Zayn did note towards it, but I see him winning in the future, especially SummerSlam. Good match, man. I enjoy it. I like what Otis is doing. I'm scared for Otis if he does break up with Gable. However, I don't think it's going to work out.
I agree.
But he's fantastic. It's not going to be his fault. The crowd is just behind it.
As long as he doesn't go back to thinking he's a tank.
That's true.
Yeah, please don't. I don't know. I'm kind of scared for Otis, like Baron said, because I don't know what they're going to do with his character. I don't know how they're going to push him. I don't know what his outcome will be after the Alpha Academy. So it's going to be, and that goes for Tozawa, and that goes for Maxine too. So I don't know what they're going to do with these guys going forward. I think they're going to focus on Chad Gable. Sad to say, but I think that Maxine needs some more development. I think Tozawa is terrible, and I think Otis needs to. I think Otis needs to be his own powerhouse, or he's going to be a B card.
Two things. First off, the reason I knew we weren't going to see the full split tonight, no Tozawa. Without Tozawa there, you're not really going to get the full split. So I'm guessing Monday night. Number two, Tozawa, if they actually let Tozawa be Tozawa in the ring, I think you'd see an amazing wrestler. The problem is they want him in this goofy role, and that just makes him look bad. I want them to unleash him and put him in there as himself.
Well, you know who did that? We have Vince McMahon to thank, and they're like, well, we can't just change up his character. We can't just do, we can't just flip a coin and say, hey, he's gone from this goofy prick to a major badass now. So
I mean, we can do that though. We didn't get a full turn on Gable, but we got a walkout mid match, closer towards the end of him carrying Maxine. So that could be a way to. I guess it's happened a couple times.
That's happened a couple times though. So I would assume that they're saying just walk out, carry Maxine on your back, and just do this multiple times until you just finally get sick of it, and then we'll tell you when you can turn on Gable. That's the only thing that I can see as being that would make sense. But then again, what are they going to do with Otis? What are they going to do with Maxine? What do they do with Tozawa? It's just up in the air. Jade, go ahead, Baron.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what's going to happen. Otis and Tozawa and what's her name? Maxine. They're all going to be fine. Because Chad, after his loss on Monday, he's going to, number one, he's going to flip a wig. Number two, he's going to hire some new friends, new assistants, and it's going to be the Creed brothers, and they're going to run roughshod all over everyone, and Chad Gable is going to get that IC title with some help from some new friends.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and I gotta say, I'm happy that I saw Tozawa at a little. I'm pretty sure it was him. It was at a little show called Dragon Gate USA, and it was years ago. It was like 2010, and it was on the east side of Milwaukee. And I saw up and comers like who's the guy that passed away from the Wyatt family? That's not Bray Wyatt, the tall guy,
Luke Harper.
Luke Harper. Okay, so yeah, it was a much younger Luke Harper. He was there. Jimmy Jacobs was there when he was all kinds of messed up. And it was when Bryan Danielson faced a very young Jon Moxley. So it was a different time of wrestling. Yeah, right. But yeah. So if anything is going to put Tozawa back to how he should be, it's going to be the next chapter of this story. But we'll see what happens. I don't like it either. It's like I get it. It's like the worst was the ninja, I mean, and I kind of laughed at it, but it's like
it's goofy.
Louise. It's too goofy. It's like it's
it's like every single Kurt Angle storyline in WWE history.
Because Chad Gable is
literally him. Like, you remember any of his stories he had? I mean, he had a few serious ones, but like most of them were a comedy act, and that's
where
how they view, Chad Gable at this point.
Well, yeah, that's where Chad Gable got the thank you from, because Kurt Angle did thank you. So, I mean, Chad Gable is Kurt Angle Jr.
Yeah, he's great in the ring.
But on a side note, yeah, sure, yeah. Thank God that's none of that shit no more. On a side note, for some positive news, it was reported earlier today that Chad Gable has re-signed with the WWE.
I figured he would. Honestly, yeah. I mean, I figured he would re-sign, because it would just be a no-brainer for him to leave, or to re-sign, and for him to leave the WWE, especially with the push that he's getting. It just didn't make sense for him to depart to leave the company,
Things are going to change for him, and his character is growing. We may be getting tired of certain aspects of it, but like Max said, you just got to just wait till Monday. But Monday are they on
Monday,
Raw? Or are they on
Monday? Yeah, they're on Raw.
They are on Raw. Okay, I couldn't remember if the IC title was on Monday or Friday. Okay,
no, that's Monday.
So Friday's the part-time. Friday's the part-time champion that had LA Knight show up at his house.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. That's hilarious. I saw a picture online, and I'm like, oh my god. So yeah, LA Knight's in the pool, and Logan Paul's like, who's the new pool guy? It's like.
Yeah,
but yeah, Monday's gonna be loaded. We got Wyatt Six, Uncle Howdy, in his crew, or however they're gonna do that. You got Chad Gable exploding. You got people from the main event are gonna be all kinds of fired up. Man,
gonna be a good Monday night.
Yeah. Michael Cole said Monday is going to be can't miss, and he wasn't kidding.
Yes, exactly. Let's move on to the next match. It's the women's championship match between Bayley and Scotland's own Piper Niven. I'm glad that they brought all the hometown people out, and I feel that they got much bigger pops than anyone else on the roster that came out. But this was actually a really decent match. I love to see Bayley work in the ring, and especially against a powerhouse like Piper Niven. I love how they pumped her up and made her look really, really strong, especially with being, having her as Chelsea Green as her I wouldn't say handler, it's her valet, but I'm so sick.
Team.
Yeah, but I know I'm sick of Chelsea Green. She's just a B Carter, and I think she
how dare you?
Not Chelsea Green.
That's Matt Cardona's wife.
I really don't care. I think she makes Piper Niven look really fucking stupid, and I wish that they would just break up. But I hated that Chelsea Green got into in the middle of this match. What the hell was she doing in a luchador mask?
Well, Chelsea Green was sent to the back, so a luchador came out to back Piper up.
But we all knew it was Chelsea.
That's Chelsea Verde.
Oh, what? Fucking damn. Chelsea Verde.
Chelsea Verde. That's good.
Good God. Yeah.
Ole.
Yeah. Ole.
To go back though, like we were talking about the pop for the hometown heroes. I feel like this is the one match where Bayley was over more than the actual she's hometown.
She's always over. They always sing that song because she was a heel. She didn't like it, but now she's a baby face. It just doesn't make any sense to stop.
That's something I wanted to point out. Did you catch what happened? They're singing the song. It's Piper Niven's people, and Bayley goes, "Do you hear that? They're singing to me, not to you."
Right. Yeah, but they always sing her song, even no matter where they go. If it's here in the U.S., if it's wherever, they always sing that song, and I like it. I'm there for it.
Yeah, and Piper's really good. I don't think she gets enough recognition.
Yeah.
From the fan base, honestly, I think she's always played her role in any match she's had, and she's had a few women title matches, and nothing's really ever stemmed from it. She's always just been a good worker in the matches.
Sure.
But yeah, no, good match. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. What would you rate it, Baron?
Man, I give it a 3 point.
Okay.
3.25.
3.25 stars. Okay. J-Bone.
I give Chelsea Verde a 4.2. The match was a 4.4.
Okay.
No, I really did enjoy this. I was so happy for Piper Niven finally getting a shot like this. It was proper. This is her country. I mean, we said this about a lot of opponents that have been on the card tonight, and it doesn't stop there. Yeah. I've been a fan of her since 2017. She's been running roughshod over people. She's fun to watch. And Chelsea, I appreciate Chelsea. I get what they're doing with her because she's I've seen her all over the place, different companies, and she truly is the hot mess of this company. Still a hot mess, forever the hot mess. But yeah, a lot of fun. I'll give the match a 4.0. Yeah.
I didn't really see Bayley dropping this, especially to Piper Niven, which I mean. Kudos to the booker who said, you know what, no, Bayley needs to retain the women's championship because Piper is not it. Sad to say, I hate to say that, but it's just true. Max, what would you rate it, bud?
All right, we got two opponents. Let's talk about it real quick. Piper Niven, Nia Jax. Nia has improved, but she's still not nearly as good as Piper. They're both about the same size, and yet Piper is the better wrestler. Why is that? I don't know, but I like Piper, that's for sure. This match for me, and I'm going to say this right now, you can disagree all you want, but for me, this was match of the night, and I'm giving this match 4.75.
Yeah. All right.
You know what? I will go with that, Max, because this was a good match. This was match of the night number 2 for me. I don't like, minus the whole Chelsea Green bullshit. I don't like
I love
that.
Chelsea Green.
I don't like Chelsea Green. I don't like the fact that she gets in and interferes and Piper Niven. I think Piper could have just come out. No, you listen to me for a change. I think Piper Niven would just come out by herself. I don't think that she needs anybody, especially being in her hometown. She doesn't need Chelsea Green to go out and be her hype man, you know. So I'm gonna disregard Chelsea Green out of this entire fucking match, and I'm going to call this match of the night number 2, and I'm going to give it a 3.75 stars.
As the resident heel on this show, I have to say, Chelsea Green is doing a damn good job as a heel. Whether you like it or not doesn't matter. She is. And that's coming from a heel who's a little critical on how people pull off their heel gimmick. She's doing a damn good job.
Critical.
Very critical. Very critical. But after the match, Bayley gives Niven a nod from ringside. The crowd applauds Niven. And just a really good match between the two. And
so just real quick, we touched not a big conversation about it, but like, what's the next for Bayley? Is that Nia? Is that
Nia?
Is it
I would
Nia?
assume it's gonna be Nia Jax.
Okay.
I honestly, I guess it depends on what they do with her next month, because I mean, usually you use the whole time to
first.
Oh yeah. I forget about Money in the Bank, but I feel like Nia Jax won that Queen of the Ring, so she has the opportunity to be the number one or is the number one contender. I just can't remember what show she's on. Is she on the same show as Bayley, I guess?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And you also have to think about how long has Rhea been out of action.
Yeah, she got a pretty nasty injury though. I think she's out for quite some time.
Well,
she's out for most of the rest of the year, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know. I didn't hear how severe her injury was. So I
don't remember what it is though. I don't know the exact injury, but I do know it's pretty serious.
Yeah. All right.
Don't mind the frozen cam. I'm looking it up for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And while you do that, we're going to move on to the last match of the evening, the main event. That would be Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. This, for me, I'm just going to go right into it. This was match of the night number 3. This was a really, really good match. I enjoyed this. A lot of twists and turns. Of course, the Judgment Day was barred from ringside. And thank God, because I'm sick of seeing the Judgment Day getting involved in Damian's matches. Raw is Punk. Yep. And we're going to get into that too. I didn't think I was legitimately shocked. There was one point in the match where the referee got he was about to get run over. He was in the corner of the ring and he was about to get run over, and he dives out of the ring. Like he dove out of the ring. That was impressive as hell.
Yeah.
But as the referee is getting back on the apron, McIntyre sent Priest into the ref, knocking him back down to the floor and knocking him out.
Into the wall, yeah. Whew.
Yeah. Then a surprise referee runs out after McIntyre hits a Claymore on Priest. He goes to make the pin, and the crowd is counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a surprise referee that runs out. He counts 1, 2, and then stops. The camera pans, and it's CM Punk in a referee shirt. McIntyre grabs a throat. Punk kicks McIntyre right in the groin. Real referee gets back into the ring, and Priest hits McIntyre with South of Heaven for the win, and still the World Heavyweight Championship, Damian Priest. That made it match of the night for me. That was really, really good.
I don't know if you noticed when the ref dived out of the ring, though, when he got back up, he was grabbing his leg like he hit wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he might have hit it on the ring post or something like that, or he hit it on the turnbuckle or something. Yeah, but he was definitely limping back to the ring, which I thought was interesting. I wonder. I think if my memory serves correct, I think he did hit it on the turnbuckle.
I don't remember. I must have missed it.
Yeah.
He tweaked something because you could see as he was getting up before he jumped back up on the apron, he was hobbling a little bit, holding one of his legs. Yeah,
right. But let's get into this. Sorry to cut you off, J-Bone.
okay.
Let's break this match down. Baron, did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, I think this was obviously second match of the night for me, I guess you could say. I like what's going on with Drew and CM Punk, but man, did CM Punk fucking piss Scotland off. Holy hell. That crowd was hyped throughout that entire match, and at the end when that happened, people don't not pop for CM Punk. It's CM Punk.
Right.
That crowd was pissed. They were pissed. It was quiet. They didn't do no decimal fucking thing on that screen.
No. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool too. When McIntyre was coming out, they put the decibel level up there, and I don't think it got as high as it did for France. So, but Scotland did turn up for this, man. It was really good. I mean when CM Punk screwed McIntyre and Priest won, the whole dynamic inside the entire arena just shifted. Absolutely just shifted.
Yeah, big time. But props to McIntyre and Priest. Great match. Two big guys going at it. I still think McIntyre should have walked out there as champion. That was I still think that should have happened. Because I'm not sold on Damian Priest's title run right now. But nonetheless, what he's going to have with CM Punk is going to be better than him being champion any day.
I agree with you, Baron. I think that would have fueled the level of intensity that we would see inside the Judgment Day. You know, Damian getting sick and tired of Finn Balor running out, ruining things, JD McDonough coming out, ruining things, and he's just still pissed off that Drew has his title. And there's really nothing he can do about it right now, but go out there and maybe challenge him again. But I'm interested to see how they're going to, because I know the Judgment Day is coming to an end. I know that it's coming to an end. I'm just interested to see how they're going to write this into the story. J-Bone, let's go with you, man. What your thoughts on this match? And Baron, did you rate it before J-Bone? Did you rate it?
I didn't rate it, but I would give it definitely a 4.0 for sure. Okay. Good match. Yeah. I enjoyed it. Great. Good storytelling.
Yeah. J-Bone, your thoughts and rating, bud?
Well, first of all, I'm going to give it a 5.
Okay. Wow.
I was hyped for this. I loved all the pre-taped stuff that they did for McIntyre. They really built this up like he's in his home country. This is his time. It was just, man, they just told a hell of a story. It's like this, he's in his home country. I mean, they couldn't have done this better. This was like a WrestleMania for him. This is the first PLE from Scotland, and they really turned out for the people on the roster that were from there.
Oh, sure.
I really felt bad for Priest. I thought they were going to have to do a quick finish depending on how bad he was banged up from that hanging in the ropes. I was like, geez Louise. And the fact that it's not just that he was caught up in the ropes to wreck the leg. When he crashed, like his whole upper torso crashed into the side of the apron, which, I don't know if you know this little known secret, it's the hardest part of the ring. So as soon as he got caught and crashed into that, he's just hanging there. And I'm like, Al, I didn't know what was going to hurt him worse. Like he had to have gotten dinged by that. Jeez Louise, and then Drew's sitting there kicking him while he's hanging. Then the ref's like, stop. I was like, holy shit. He just kept wailing on him. And then Drew settled down like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, he was. He sold it good.
This was a great match. I give Damian Priest a lot of credit for trying to continue and fight through it. We gotta wait and see how bad he is, banged up. Hopefully not. We'll see. But yeah, this was a great match. And then Punk coming out, like I said, it just took the wind out of the whole damn arena. And I had a feeling he was going to show up, but I felt like he was going to show up after Drew won.
Yeah, same.
Drew wins. He's on the turnbuckle. Yeah, finally did it in my home country. And all of a sudden, CM Punk's music hits. And the place goes, however they're going to react for him. Obviously, it would have been a different reaction than realizing that he was the next referee out there. It was like, oh, God. Yeah, that's a lot of heat. But then he brought donuts to the media scrum, and that just makes it all better.
Right? Yeah, he brought pastries to the scrum. So
yes. And by the way, this T-shirt is for sale in the link in the description in my own shop. You can get a T-shirt, you can get a wall covering, you can get a blanket, you can get a cup, you can get all sorts of goodies. So
absolutely.
If you dig the Raw is Punk, go shopping.
Down below in the description, as J-Bone just said, Max Mage is sucking on his sucker. I was looking while J-Bone was talking. I was trying to
stole my dum-dums, dude. You stole my freaking dum-dums.
You raided your dum-dums.
Hey, dum-dum, you bring me dum-dum.
I was looking. I was trying to remember what wrestler it was or who it was who came out and ate a lollipop in the ring or a sucker in the ring. I can't remember who it was, but I was going to compare that to Max. So,
well, I do know the guy that had people grab his crotch, and I forget his name.
Was it Joey? Oh shit, Joey.
Joey. I don't remember his damn name. I can't remember.
No, it's not. No, you're thinking Joey Janela. It's not Joey Janela.
No, not Joey Janela.
No.
He got kicked out of wrestling, like for sexual harassment, right?
He was TNA, correct?
Or something.
He was in the Indies. He was the last company he was with was in TNA. Yes. God, I cannot think.
I'm scared to type into Google wrestling grab crotch guy. I don't know what to type in here.
Joey Ryan.
Joey Ryan. Yeah.
Yep,
Joey Ryan.
Joey Ryan. So, Max, your thoughts on this match, and what would you rate it?
First off, let's get one thing abundantly clear. Vince McMahon did not screw Brett. Brett screwed. Oh wait, sorry, that was a different show. CM Punk did not screw Drew. Drew screwed Drew. Number one.
Drew.
All he had to do was go over, grab his wife's hand, and walk away at WrestleMania, like Damian Priest pointed out. And we wouldn't be in this position right now. And yet, here we are, Drew falling short yet again. I think that this story has been told very well so far. Outside of Damian Priest's accident in the match, I think the match went fairly well. We're hoping that you're doing okay, Damian, to get better soon if you're actually seriously injured. Overall, though, this was a damn good match. I'm going to give this one a 4.5.
Yeah. Okay. I'm probably going to give this a 4.5 too. And name it the match of the night. I enjoyed it. I thought the way that they told the story in the ring did justice to it. The only reason I'm not rating it a 5 is because of the outcome. I was pulling for Drew. I was pulling for
Drew. I get it. I was too.
Yeah. I thought it was almost a guaranteed lock for him to win. So this is twice now he's lost in Scotland, right? Because he lost last time he was there. I want to say. Let me look that up.
I told you guys earlier this week that Damian Priest was going to retain, but you didn't listen to me.
Yeah. Well, Nobody listens to you, Max.
I listen to
You
Max.
should.
I'm 20.
Aaron, quit kissing his ass. It's okay.
I said sometimes.
Don't have to hype up his ego.
Yeah, so Roman Reigns and Drew in 2022. It's the last time, and obviously Drew lost that match.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was a year ago. Okay. What's happened?
I mean, I enjoyed this match, of course. Still interested to see what happens on Monday night and how they're going to how Damian is going to play this off. I don't even know if we'll get a gloat from Damian. I don't see a reason why he would come out. I don't know. So I don't think we're going to see anything from Damian on Monday night, and if we do, it's just going to be something about Judgment Day, and he's going to come out and say something real quick and just move on from it. Because I think we're working up to a feud between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, possibly at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Possibly at SummerSlam. So I think we're getting ready to move on from that. So,
Oh, not yet.
this match, I mean, this whole PLE was really, really, really top notch. And I want to hear your guys' thoughts on a rating of this PLE before we jump off here for the day. J-Bone, we'll go with you, man. What are your thoughts on the PLE? What would you rate it out of 10 stars?
Once again, I've said this a bunch of times, man. Trips is doing a great job with these. They're just a handful of matches. It's all you need. You give them all time to breathe. Give them, you put a decent amount of like promo material in between each one to, educate the fans if they're not, familiar with the feud and such. It's good stuff. I'll give the whole event like a 4.
The whole event of 4 out of 10 stars.
Oh, I thought you meant. I'm sorry. I thought we were still doing.
We'll do the PLEs at like a total for the PLE of 10.
Oh, okay. Then I'll give it 8.
Okay, sounds good. Baron, out of 10 stars.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this PLE and what would you rate it, man?
Literally the same as J-Bone. Triple H is killing it. I do see people on like Twitter, the wrestling community, kind of bashing some of these PLEs because they don't have enough matches. I don't want 15 matches. I don't want a 5-hour show unless it's the big mania. So I think this is a good amount of matches. And the difference between this booking and the previous booker is all of these matches highlight people that needed to be highlighted. Piper, Damian, all that. So I think they're doing fantastic. So I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Okay. I'm just going to say this. I've got 2 words for the IWC, and I think you know what they are. They can just fall into the biggest fucking cesspool that they can find because they are ruining. They're just ruining they're trying to ruin professional wrestling. Once again, I'm going to have to agree with J-Bone and Baron so far. I think Max is on board with this too. Trips is doing just an amazing job with this, with WrestleMania and all the Backlash and all the other PLEs that we've seen so far, man. Especially, NXT with Shawn Michaels there. I think Trips is making big moves, man. I think he's doing an amazing job running this company the way that it should have been run a long time ago. I'm so happy that Vince is out of the picture and that Triple H can continue to focus on how he sees all the storylines going in the near future. With this, as far as this PLE goes, man, I'm going to rate it probably a 9 out of 10 because this was good. Well, it was good because I love fan interaction. I love the hype of the crowd. Backlash was an amazing event in France, and for them to show up, turn up in Scotland just about as much as they did in France, that just says something to me. That just speaks volumes. So I'm going to rate it 9 out of 10 stars. This was a really, really, really good PLE. I'm so happy that Trips is in charge. Max, last but not least.
First off, Courtney, I was just as disappointed as you were that Joe Hendry did not come down to the ring at any point tonight. However, I would like to point out
last night.
Hold on, let me finish. I would like to point out that Joe Hendry was there. They have him on a billboard right outside the arena, and that's good enough for me. That's Joe Hendry at Clash at the Castle. All right, I was excited. Now, Triple H should have been in charge a long time ago. And I made that joke about not knowing who John Moxley was. But in John Moxley's book, he made a comment. He said, I think we all know the old man is going to die in the chair, meaning the gorilla position chair where he controlled everything. And I cannot express to you guys how excited I am that John Moxley was wrong about something. I usually get pretty excited when he's right about stuff. This is the one thing I'm glad he was wrong about. It's good to have someone in there that understands the modern product and gives us the show that we want to see and the show that we need. Now, as far as the IWC goes, this is what I want you guys to do, all right? That fancy little opinion you go online with where you whine about everything that the WWE is doing or the TNA is doing or Ring of Honor or AEW. There are complaints with AEW that are legitimate. Don't get me wrong. There are some legit complaints with WWE, ROH, TNA. But your complaints, they're petty. They're whiny. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take those complaints. I want you to turn them sideways. I want you to shine them up real nice, and then you're going to stick them up your IWC ass, all right? Now, my rating of this PLE,
if you smell
I love you to death. If you smell what Kojak is cooking, that's what I was going for.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna give this one an 8.25. It was damn good. Triple H, I love what you're doing. Keep up the good work. The matches themselves, even not just the booking, the matches themselves have improved greatly. Are there still some issues to be worked out? Yes, but everything has improved, and I am excited for that. And let's not forget our new segment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Max, you thought of the segment, so you go ahead and introduce it, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for Baron to give us the 999 moment of the night.
Oh, come on, Baron. You got to think long and hard on this one.
Well, I keep forgetting that there's this segment that we came out with. I mean, I don't even know what's going on, but the 999 moment of the night, it's got to be Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Yeah, I was not impressed. It was rough. They are disconnected, and I hope they get it together. I guess
Would you also put in?
I'd give it a 999.
Would you also put in there for honorable mention most of the botches tonight?
Oh yeah, I mean there was botches, but you know what? I've seen some botches in my wrestling watching time, and it's still not as bad as watching super kick galore at another show that is like they're not botches, but the setup and the way they do it is just so like bad that botches happen. It's gonna fucking happen, man.
Well, yeah, and let's point out the elephant in the room. Brandon, he called me out, and he said 9. You're gonna rate it a 9 for all the botches. You're crazy.
Yeah. There were some botches in there for sure.
There were some botches. Yeah, I'm not, but I Brandon, I try to look past the botches, and I'm thinking about how Trips is running this company and how good the PLEs have been so far, and you're going to get them. You're going to get botches everywhere, man. Not only in this company, but you're going to get them in TNA. You're going to get them in AEW, especially in AEW. But
they're human.
That's human nature, man. I mean, you can't just base a rating off of a botch, and how many, a number of botches. So I'm trying to be positive for the company. I'm trying because I love Triple H. He's been my wrestler since forever. And I stick with my 9.
I think most of the botches came from one match, and that was my 9.99 moment of the night.
I think,
so yeah.
But minus the graphic on Cody Rhodes and all that. But
yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Oh, that's okay.
That was just amusing. I'm sorry. Was it bad? Sure, but that was hilarious. That's not that big deal. Nobody's getting hurt. Everybody knew who was coming out. I bet you Cody's laughing about it right now.
He probably is.
He's drinking a little Wheatley.
So I'm excited for Monday. I know a lot of people are excited for Monday. So we're just going to have to wait and see what turns out. I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. That's the end of the show. And
one more thing.
Yes, sir.
I did look it up for you. Like I said, I would. I figured I'd just wait until we finished everything else. Rhea Ripley's injury is a shoulder injury. She has opted to go the rehab route. She's probably not going to be ready to work by SummerSlam, but we may see an appearance unless the rehab doesn't work and she has to actually get the surgery. That's going to extend her time.
Yeah, exactly.
We need mommy back.
Yep, we need her back. So that's going to wrap up the show. Before we get out of here, Baron, how can everybody follow you, sir?
Scumbag Jordan 3 N's on the X.
There you go. That's on the X. Max Mages, the heel of the show.
Listen, if you want to follow me, you can find me at Max Mages. If you want to follow some nerdy stuff, come on over and find Our Shots podcast. Anything else? Send all your complaints to the man in the top right corner.
Yeah, I can tell you where they'll go too. J-Bone, how can they follow you, sir?
Showing all those complaints up nice too. No, I'm kidding. You can find me over on the Twitter box at JBone5150. You can also find me over on that other little show called Total Nonstop Impact. Yeah, where we cover all TNA content. We covered Against All Odds last night. That was a blast. The return of Jeff Hardy.
Big return there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's been a full weekend so far, and we're not even barely halfway through. But I don't think anything's happening tomorrow. So we'll have to keep an eye on the news and see what happens between now and Monday. But yeah there you go.
Okay, and you can follow the show everywhere. Facebook, Ramblers Unleashed. You can follow us on X at The Ramblers Pod. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications to when we go live, and you can join us. And while you're watching this video, please do make sure you go down to the description and at least check out the store and see if there's something that you like. It's in the description below, and it would greatly help us out. And again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed Clash at the Castle 2024. And until next Saturday, we'll talk at you again. Peace.
Do not try this at home.
Thanks for tuning in to Ramblers Unleashed. Follow the show on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click the bell icon for notifications of upcoming episodes.